The Assassination Rogue, the backstabbing gankers of Warcraft. Easy to play, and easy to macro. In this video, I'm going to show you how to play an Assassination Rogue the easy way. But before we get into that, let's take a look at how you play one, for those who may not know. There's a reason why rogues are so feared. They stick to the shadows and attack you so fast that by the time you realize what's happened, you're probably already dead. They do this by properly managing their combo points, which gives the rogue a two-phased rotation, the builder phase and the spender phase. The builder phase is all about building combo points. You will achieve this with two main abilities. The first priority is Dispatch, which you will use whenever your target is below 35% health or when blindside procs. Otherwise, you'll use Mutilate. The spender phase is all about, you guessed it, spending your combo points. And in this phase, you have three priorities. Your main priority is to keep your slice and dice buff up at all times. You should only have to cast this ability one time per encounter with only 2 combo points, as there is another ability that will maintain your slice and dice buff. Your next priority is to keep Rupture on the target at all times. The more combo points you spend on Rupture, the longer it stays up, so it's usually best to use 5 combo points. And last up, as long as Slice and Dice and Rupture are maintained, you'll want to spend about 4 to 5 combo points on Envenom. The more combo points you spend on Envenom, the more damage it does, but it'll also reset your Slice and Dice buff. As for AoE, you'll just spam Fan of Knives to build combo points. And that's a pretty basic way to play an Assassination Rogue. In spite of the fact that it has 2 phases, it's pretty simple, but we can make it even simpler, and I'm going to show you how. In order to do this, you're going to need a mod called Macro Toolkit, which can be found on Curse. There will be a link in the description below. This mod is mandatory because it allows you to extend the size of your macros. So download it, create a new macro, and extend the size of the macro. Now, you're going to want to put all this text in the macro. Relax, I've added the text in the description below so that you can just copy and paste it from there. There are 2 macros, a builder macro and a spender macro. The builder macro is for building combo points, and to start off with, whenever you're out of combat, it'll put you in stealth mode and allow you to cast ambush when you're in stealth mode, which is always a good way to start any encounter. Besides that, it'll generally just cast Mutilate, but whenever Dispatch is available, like when your target is below 35% health or blindside procs, it should switch to Dispatch as priority. It'll also maintain Shadow Blades and Vendetta when they're off cooldown. These are 2 very important cooldowns for the Assassination Rogue. So if you're the type of person that likes to manage cooldowns separately, you'll want to remove these from the macros. The biggest drawback to using this macro is that sometimes you might see it cast Mutilate when you wanted it to cast Dispatch. This usually happens if you're not spamming it fast enough, so keep that in mind. The spender macro is nothing more than a very simple cast sequence macro. Now, to start off with, Slice and Dice needs to be on a button by itself because you should only have to cast it once per encounter. But for the macro itself, it'll start off casting Rupture, and then it'll cast Envenom twice. In my experience playing a rogue, whenever I've used 5 combo points on Rupture, I'm usually able to get about 2 Envenoms off. So that's why I've used 2 Envenoms and 1 Rupture in the macro. So you can adjust the macro as you see fit. Alternatively, you could just keep Rupture and Envenom on buttons by themselves if you prefer to do it that way. Now, like always, it's important to know that these macros are by no means a substitution for playing the game the normal way. If you're trying to be a hardcore raider, I do not suggest that you use these macros. They're more for people who are playing the game casually, or for people with limitations like myself, so use them wisely. And that's pretty much how I play an Assassination Rogue. So if you're interested, check them out. And if you like this video, comment, rate, and give me feedback. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. This is TheKephas. Until next time.